Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar. We are going to talk about Vampire the Masquerade number 10. And I got to say, this is a pretty brave book, like, in the modern world. And what do I mean by that? I don't necessarily mean, like, the contents of the book. Although there's some cool stuff in it. A little spoiler on the cover, too. But, the fact that this seems like it's actually just going to be an ongoing concern, like, I find that really cool. So we had, like, one story arc, then we're on, like, a second story arc, and we're setting up for a third story arc. And it's all flowing together naturally, nicely, beautifully. This is just like an ongoing comic book, the way comic books are supposed to be. And I like it. Like, that's, I think, a pretty cool thing. That's the main reason why I want to talk about this book. But this is an excellent book. So we're going to start with, like, mostly I'm going to talk about the Winter's Teeth story, because that's kind of the meat of the book. I consider that, like, the main story. So this is set in the world of darkness, Vampire the Masquerade. So you got vampires, you got people hunting them. And the art should be dark and a little dirty and a little gritty, and it should be a little seductive. And it shouldn't shy away from things like, oh, I don't know, blood. What's going on here? Blood. Blood. Look at the background there. Gritty. So this is definitely like calling all the things that I'm talking about here. You know, these two pages don't really show like the seductivity example so much, but it's definitely there. The book also needs to include two other things. One is there needs to be like a weird appreciation for, say, courtly mannerisms, and the other part needs to be the beast. And we get that right here on these two pages. Like, this is the courtly stuff. You've got like political shenanigans, things like that happening, and then out comes, literally in his case, the beast. Now, of course, all the vampires, they figuratively have the beast in them, the thing that doesn't care about people, doesn't care about lives, any of that kind of stuff. The thing they have to keep in control lest they lose, you know, their connection and just become a rampaging monster. It's all right here in these two pages. This is great. Now, what's going on here? And I don't remember the last time I did a review of this. Basically, Ollie, the kid that Cecily Bain adopted, is actually like a vampire hunter's kid. And he's got a whole army of vampire hunter types. And they're here killing all the vampires in Minneapolis. And probably St. Paul, too. I mean, why exclude one of the Twin Cities? Am I right? And as all this is happening, there are political shenanigans, there's violence, chaos, betrayal, all that good stuff. It's intense. The things going on are great. The wrap-up is fantastic. Just look at the carnage in the left page. Like, Cecily Bain, when she gets going, she is an absolute monster. But she's also, like, probably out of all these dudes and dudettes, maybe the one that's still, like, the most respectful of humanity, of what it means to be human, like that kind of stuff. Like, she still has that in her. And that's partially reflecting the fact that she's not like an integral part of the court. She doesn't get involved in their politics or whatever. She stays aloof from that core vampire lifestyle and just goes and does the jobs needed to keep people safe. It's great stuff. So this is all about like the aftermath of this hunter attack, how they deal with it, what the fallout is, setting up the next story. Meanwhile, you've got like the anarchs here, the anarchists, and they're running around trying to survive and stuff because they're also caught up in these shenanigans, and all sorts of crazy stuff is going on in their lives. And it's really, while there's a couple text lines in the main story that tell us what's coming, it's their story that actually sets up the next arc, like visually, directly, straightforward, right in your face. Vampire the Masquerade, all 10 issues. It's been a great run. Do recommend. Like, if you're at all interested in this kind of stuff, if you're at all interested in vampires or the world of darkness, if you look back on the 90s and all the cool stuff from back then fondly, I think this might just be a book you might be interested in. You can probably check this stuff out, in a collected trade paperback form by now, or digitally on Comixology or something. Give it a go. I have definitely enjoyed this. This is like, no lie, been like a surprise thing that I've enjoyed. I didn't think I'd enjoy this nearly as much as I have. You all take care of yourselves. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hope to see you again next time. Until then, bye bye.